Hello and welcome. Today we're diving deep into Fang Wars. We'll break down all the damage breakpoints for each available attack and HP upgrade in Mechabellum. But that's not all. I'll also include Fortified Specialist and Cost Control Specialist in the analysis. Let's get into it. First things first, it's worth pointing out that a basic vanilla Fang kills another vanilla Fang in just 2 shots. Surprised? Fang duels are brutal and fast. Now, is Fang a glass cannon? Not exactly. Its main role is actually soaking up enemy fire, but if left unchecked, it can dish out serious damage over time. But that's not today's focus. In this video, we'll play a carry Fang and face off against another carry Fang. So, standard Fangs kill each other in just 2 shots. That means by tweaking damage and HP stats, we can shift the whole dynamic. For example, kill enemy Fangs in just 1 shot, or survive 3 hits ourselves. Sounds huge. That's because it is. These breakpoints make a massive difference in combat. Luckily, we've got plenty of upgrade combinations to explore. So let's dive into the numbers and see how it all plays out. You're now looking at a pretty extensive chart. Might be a good moment to grab a screenshot. I've included Attack Enhancement 1 and 2, Defense Enhancement 1 and 2, the Cost Control and Fortified Specialists, plus both offensive and defensive upgrades from cards. I also added the Assault Fang technology. Just mentally swap it for armor-piercing bullets if you prefer. They offer the same percentage bonus, and including both would have made this table way too messy. In the next columns, you'll see different offensive setups. The rows, they show defensive variations. Every number in this chart represents how many shots a Fang needs to take down another Fang. Just to keep things crystal clear, let me give you an example. Your attacking Fangs have Offense Enhancement 2 and the Assault Fang card. They're going up against an enemy Fang owned by a player with the Cost Control Specialist. The number 1 in the table? That means it only takes 1 shot to bring that Fang down. Let's start with the biggest and most practical takeaway from this entire analysis. If you're not running the Cost Control Specialist and your Fangs have even the slightest HP boost, they will never get one shot by enemy Fangs, no matter how upgraded they are. In real terms, a simple Fortified Specialist or just Defense Enhancement 1 is enough to sleep soundly, even when facing hyper-upgraded enemy Fangs. Let's see this in action. On the left, we've got Fangs fully decked out with Attack Enhancement 2, armor-piercing bullets, and advanced offensive tactics. That's a whopping plus 106% damage boost. And on the right, just regular Fangs with a simple Defense Enhancement 1, granting plus 15% HP. Now, here's the kicker. It takes the same number of shots to kill. So with 1 cheap upgrade, we completely shut down a massively expensive offensive build. Let's get back to the table for a moment. One number really stands out, 5 shots to kill, and that only happens in one very specific matchup, when a heavily upgraded Fortified Specialist faces off against an unupgraded Cost Control Specialist. Now, for those newer to the game, Cost Control comes with a downside. It reduces your unit's damage and HP by 11%, which is why you'll find it on both axes of the table. So what does that actually look like in a real fight? Let's break it down. To add a little drama, I gave the weaker side 3 extra squads. Otherwise, this would have been over way too fast. But even with backup, the result is clear. Fortified Specialist absolutely dominates in chaff wars against Cost Control. The difference is brutal. Let's get back to some more practical matchups. And here's something important to notice. There's a real asymmetry here. Defense Enhancement makes your Fangs 1 hit harder to kill. Meanwhile, Offense Enhancement doesn't increase damage enough to kill in 1 shot. Sure, Offense enhancement can cancel out some extra HP if your opponent invests in defense, but things start to shift once we hit level 2. Defense Enhancement 2 offers so much bonus health that even Offense Enhancement 2 can't break through the gap. And that leaves us with one clear takeaway: in Fang versus Fang matchups, defense wins. You've already seen the full table, and if you screenshotted it, good call, because there's a lot of valuable info hiding in there. But for now, let's shift our focus to Fang tech, the stuff that really starts to matter in Fang Wars. First up, range upgrades. Every carry Fang needs one sooner or later. It helps you clean up enemy anti-chaff units, but it's also a big deal in Fang versus Fang showdowns. And the more damage buffs you stack, the more that extra range pays off. Now, let's talk about Mechanical Rage. This tech increases your attack speed, and it can straight up flip matchups that look even on paper. So what happens when you're fighting Fangs that can tank 3 shots, while yours can only take 2? Sounds like an even trade, right? One side boosts fire rate by 50%, the other boosts survivability from 2 to 3 hits. On paper, pretty balanced. But I ran the test 3 times, and Mechanical Rage took every single one. No overwhelming victories, no dramatic sweeps, just a clean edge, enough to turn the tide in battles where milliseconds matter. Last on the list, Portable Shield. How does it hold up in Fang Wars? Simple, it doubles the number of hits your unit can take. So in our spicy example where it takes 5 shots to kill, now it takes 10. Cool on paper, but let's be real, you're probably never going to see that in an actual match. So, to wrap it up, range is still king. Mechanical Rage, absolutely more valuable than raw damage upgrades, especially Offense Enhancement 1 and 2. And hey, if you're into these deeper dives, longer than the usual shorts, drop a like, leave a comment, and I just might make this kind of content a regular thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.